Hello guys, so I hope you're doing pretty well. So welcome to this special video about Hero Siege 2 Season 3. We are gonna talk about crafting today. Big shout out to the people who asked me that in the channel. So thank you very much for that. I know it's been a while since you asked, but here it is, the famous video about crafting. I hope I'm gonna talk about pretty much everything. If I forgot something or if you want some clarification on something, just feel free to ask me in the comment, and it will be a pleasure for me to answer you all. So without further ado, we're gonna go talking about the crafting, the jewel crafting, the mining, and we can talk a little bit about Runewords too, because it's kind of a crafting session. So if we want to talk about those, you see there's minerals, there's jewel, gem, and stuff like that. So the jewels are there, and how you get the jewel, you basically have to go mining to get yours, or you just buy on the shop, but it's way more useful to get it by yourself, even it takes time, because let's just show you a picture about the mining requirement. Here we go. So this this picture is from the wiki that the community on Discord did for Hero Siege, because the first one was about Hero Siege 1. It was way outdated, so this one is more clear. This talk about many stuff, so I will let the link in the description if you want to take a look. Maybe you just have to press the link at the top instead of like in the quick menu, because it doesn't work every time, but on the top you will be able to get what you want. And if you want to get that further information, just zoom out with Control and minus on your keyboard, and you will be able to open and see the further section and click on it, and just like Control plus to zoom in again to be able to see what you want to see. So about the Hero Siege mining, that's all the beginning of crafting. So you can at the first level of your character go with the copper ore directly at normal difficulties, and it's shareable. The mining level is shareable among your characters, except if you go on Hardcore or Odyssey. It is two different sections from the softcore. So Odyssey have their own, Hardcore have their own, and softcore have their own. So when you getting your copper, you will finally reach that level 125 of mining. If you want to know what is your level, I'm just gonna show you. Pretty easy. You just have to press T and you will see the mining level there. It goes up to 5k. Every time you have 1k of mining, you have an additional chance to getting more ore. So that is pretty cool and useful for when you're reaching the Tarenthium. If we go back to the mining, we'll real quick. When you reach that 125, you can mine the iron ore, 225 gold ore, 500 in the L difficulties on in Summon Nightmare 2, 500k. Jade ore is 750, and Tarenthium is 1k. Take note that if you reach that 125 to be able to get the iron ore, you can only level up your mining by getting iron. So if you mine copper, it won't upgrade your level, so be careful for that. The only exception for that is the ruby ore, the jade ore, and the Tarenthium. So if you reach that 500, you mine the ruby until you reach that 750, and you will be able to up to 1k with ruby and jade. So both of them will help you to up to 1k, and when you are at 1k, the Tarenthium is unlocked and you can upgrade your level by mining ruby ore, jade ore, and Tarenthium core. So the copper, iron, and gold is just for gathering them, but it won't up your level of mining. So what all those is for, it is for the gathering resources. So you go on the first city, so the town of Inoya right here, and you will have this prospectron, and you can just put your Tarenthium core, your copper core, whatever. Yeah, not core, sorry. It's Tarenthium ore, because Tarenthium core, you don't want to put that there, and it's really a useful stuff. So sadly, we didn't get it. It was kind of normal that we didn't really get it with 9. You need to be really lucky. Even I'm pretty often lucky, but the mining here is like 1% for the Tarenthium core. And what the Tarenthium core and the Janium is for the 3 best gem that you can create. So there's the Moonstone gem here. I will show you just behind. So you can see here that you have 1 Geninium needed for the Moonstone gem. You have 5 here for the Elemental gem, 2 Tarenthium core for the Angelic gem, but the Angelic gem is 1 to all skill. And take note, this gem, since it's really OP, you can only wear 1 per piece of equipment. So you can wear 1 here if it's not a Runewords, 1 here on your weapon. If it's not a Runewords again, you can put 1 there, and after that you just fulfill with what you need. Okay, so we're gonna back here. So yeah, and I show you the 1%, but it was just below me here. So the 1% is just there under the B of Woobou here, and you can also craft the runes. So if I show you some runes, so if you are like moving, this one is decraft, sorry, this is decraft. So you can decraft 1 jaw for a bear, or no, jaw is, yeah, it's exactly that. So Sur for Xo, Xo for Key for Vex, your choice. But yeah, you can decraft that, and you can also on the opposite go for what I was thinking about first, like using 3 key and a skull to get the Xo and blah blah blah. So this is some kind of thing that you can do. You can upgrade your jewel as well, your gem. Okay, so if we go more in detail now, we have plenty of stuff that we can do. So at the first top, at the top of these pages, you have the sigil, the emblem rather. There's the melee weapon, for melee weapon, the caster weapon, the range weapon, and this is for upgrading your augment, because you can have an augment on your armor, as you could see on the Angelic Keys video, that upgrade one of your spell on your armor and goes up to level 7. For the weapon, you can go up to level 5, and you need the warrior emblem for the augment about like the melee attack and stuff like that. If you are a caster, you go with the mage one, and the mage one is really expensive because the mage cost like an angelic gem for crafting and a sigil, 3 Tarenthium core, and for the angelic gem, if we go back here, you need 2 Tarenthium core and a sigil again. The sigil is about 1 million, but Tarenthium core, it is pretty expensive. So that's why if you are looking to upgrade your weapon, it's gonna cost you a lot of money or time spending on gathering the Tarenthium and hoping for Tarenthium core. Or you can even doesn't care about the augment and want to do some profit, you will be able to sell your Tarenthium core if you happens to get one, and one is 13.5 million right now. So it's pretty expensive. Even the Tarenthium itself, people are sometimes lazy to farm the the resources for upgrading their mining level, and I can understand why, because it take a while, but it's really worth it when you do it. And the Tarenthium ore, you can just like sell it for like 10 pieces for 120, 10 pieces for 1.2 million and stuff like that. So that could be another way to make money. Okay, so if we go back here, so basically you gathering resources from the mining, and you can craft some gems. So there's the attack speed here that's really popular on like the Demon Slayer, the Viking, other classes. I'm playing the Viking right now. I switched from the Demon Slayer, so that's why I mentioned those. But like the mana stacking from the Fire Exo, so shout out to Suko, my good friend who is playing Fire Exo. There's also the Jotun that can mana stacking too. They're gonna look for all attribute, because all attribute, it is really powerful. Don't underestimate them, because it's basically 20 point here, 20 here, 20 here, 20 here, 20 here, 20 here. And if you can take a look here, it just like basically upgrade your every point in strength, increase your attack damage by 1%, so it's basically 20% more attack, and add 1 to additive physical damage. Here it is like more attack rating, so if you are in a physical way and you need to hit the enemy to be able to do some damage, because the mage doesn't really care about this mechanic, but the physical one needed. So it is good for that, and it's upgrade your crit damage too. The intelligence upgrade your damage from magic skill, obviously. Energy give you more mana, and that's why those two classes in particular want to get the most mana possible, because more mana they have, more damage they have from like glyph and specific item. The armor is always good to tank some stuff, and vitality, it's good to survive, obviously. So just like with one gem, and if you are sometime having an armor with like 6 socket, you can just like put 1 angelic gem and 5 elemental gems, so you have 100 in each of those stats, so you are more tanky, doing more damage. So it is really cool. So this is from the mining, the gathering. Alright, so if you are looking for the Enchanted Sigil, where you can find them, it's pretty easy. You can go here. Sometimes they're selling for a lower price, but at really first they selling from every merchant, and it is 1.3 around million. You can get the relic for the Steam sale relic goes for a 40% reducing price if you are max it out. You can also get the bag of unknown riches, like this one. It is 10% decreasing merchant price, so I said 1.3. If I remove it, it is now 1.4, so my bad on that. You just see that just by equipping this charm, it saved me $200 for that. So, or even without wasting your relic, because you want to keep your resistance or your damage, you can ask a friend that have a Steam sale on their one of their character, or maybe you just created a character for shopping, and the Steam sale is max on this character, so you can go buy those sigil. So that is a way to get it. So for this one, I'm gonna get one from the guild stash. So thanks Suko for this one on the video. I'm not gonna use 3, don't worry about that. Alright, so we're gonna show you now some more crafting that you can do. So this is the augment for the weapon. So you need all those resources. I'm not gonna do one on this video, but you just gonna have a special line on your weapon, just like this one. 8% when striking, rupturing strike level 1. And if you are happy with this one, you can press Alt take a look, it will say deal increased attack damage and cause enemies trapped to bleed. So if it's the one you want, you can just now go here and craft the weapon augment level, and you can do 4 more times to reach that level 5. If you didn't get the one you want, you have to craft another one and reroll. So in the wiki that it will be in the description, there's a list of weapon augment, so you will be able to see what you could aim for, but it's random, so you don't have to pick. You don't have the choice to pick, just like really random when you use your emblem. And how you use it, it's really simple. You go to the crafting, you put your weapon, and you put the emblem you craft in. Voila, you have your bonuses. This one is a really hand game system of crafting. So you basically have to kill the Songli. So this is the one you trigger with the battle fragment here. So when you see a red sword on your map, there's called an eternal battlefield. You will reach 50 pieces. You go here, you clean a little bit the zone if you want. There's gonna have a little section like gates, wooden gates. You enter it and you will have a little cinematic that slow up to open the gate of Songli, and after that you just go in the arena. You have to beat Songli, and if you are pretty lucky, because it's like 10% for each Uber bosses to drop their soul, so best of luck with that. And the dimensional shard here is for the Uber death, for getting the Soul of Despair, so the beautiful blue one here, and the beautiful red one is for Damien. So Damien, how you get him, it is with this recipe, the recipe of Key of Terror. So you have to kill Gurag and hope for a Gurag soul. It's 1 chance out of 50 right now. In the season 4 is gonna go up to 1 chance out of 25, so it's basically gonna be double chance by now. So Gurag, the first bosses, Dead Sigil, the second bosses, Anubis Eng, the third, Damien High, the fourth, Carb King, the fifth, and Saturn Horn, the sixth. You gather all those resources, you go here, you put them, craft, you have your key, and you go see Hum, and you get your boost up, ask your Viking friend to give you some bonuses of tankiness and everything like that, and enter there and enjoy maybe your loot, and I hope you're gonna get a soul as well. So when you have all those soul, you can now craft the Soul of Hatred, and after that you just activate the Soul of Hatred by pressing 2 times on it, I believe, and it will open a portal. You go in and you will be able to kill the new bosses. Gabriel is the really end game Uber bosses, and it really it could be dangerous if you're not prepared. So maybe just take a look on YouTube for a fight, how it's work, so you will have some idea of what you can expect. And just to show you that you really have to manage what you're doing with those soul. Those soul are really valuable. So not the Soul of Despair, because it is really farmed from the community for the Torch of Shadow and everything like that, so it's like really cheap, 500k. The Soul of Anguish, like 93 million, and you need 3 of them to to beat Gabriel. So best of luck with that. And the last one is the Soul of Corruption. Soul of Corruption is 85 million, so it costs you like 500 million to be able to enter into this fight. So yeah. Yeah, but it's fun because it makes you having end game content rather than just like being full gear, doing some wormhole, and that's it. So now you have something else, and Gabriel can loot really amazing stuff. There's a Hope of Ender that is a really powerful 2-ended sword, but you need to beat it in Hell 5 to be able to loot is open vendor if you are lucky. Also take note that for the Uber bosses, so the Damien, the Death, the Gabriel, and the Sungli, if you are in L1, you have way lower chance to getting even one of those rewards, one of those drops. If you go to L2, you have like 25% I believe, or 30, L3, L4, and L5. L5 you are guaranteed 100% chance of dropping something. L4 is like 75, 30, 20, and 10%, something like that. So better invest in L5, but it's more dangerous, particularly if you are in hardcore, so you have to be really careful with what you're doing. There's also none of infos in this one, but there's also another Uber bosses, and it is in Elheim. It is a DLC section though, and it is Grimbone. And if you want to access the fight, you have to get a Elflame Torch, and the Elflame Torch is 8 million right now. So if you happen to get this, it is a Uber bosses N3. So if you enter in the dungeon here without using a key, you just gonna kill some monster and that's it. But using a key, you will encounter Grimbone, so you can drop the Grimbone Visage, Marcher, Ribcage, and everything like that. Alright, so after the bosses, you have those, we talk about this. This one, it is a really endgame forming object. So it's basically like a really boost of experience for a new character that you can create it, but most of the time it is too much expensive for nothing to craft those, and you just ask a friend or in the chat to be rush with your new character to go up to 100, and after that go on your own, equipping your gear that you stack on your chest. But this is something that you can craft if you want for getting a huge amount of experience, and it could upgrade the process of reaching level 100. You also have the possibility to reroll Charm. Doesn't work on Satanic, doesn't work on Eric, doesn't work on Angelic, but it's working on like normal, rare, and mythic. I think it's called the purple one, I believe. So for the purpose of the video, we're gonna show you one. We're just gonna craft or perfect. It show perfect skull. Normally it should be able to be crafted with any perfect of any kind, so we're just gonna keep our perfect skull because I'm a physical attacker. But if we put that charm tier S with 3 perfect, we now have another charm. So as you could see, really not worth it at all. You could probably go on a 3 section to hoping for a +1 or +2 of all skill of your classes, but it's so random, so much expensive for nothing. You just want to use your perfect for something else, so don't do that. But now you can see what it could be for. You can also craft. You can empty the socket. So empty the socket is like you want to benefit this Saint Mika, but you are not satisfied with the roll. So bad example right now, because I bought a perfect attack speed roll and that's what I wanted, but let's say it's like a really minimum roll, not that good. You can, instead of wasting Moonstone Gem into this one, so shout out to Discord for these tips. It was really a good idea that I really didn't think about it. But if you go the Nut Rune is 10% attack speed, and Nut Rune is pretty easy to get. Even Garas it can sell some, but I don't suggest to buy them because it's way too expensive for nothing, or maybe not, it's like 20k or something. But you can just like put your Nut Rune into here, and when you find a new Saint Mika or a new, or whatever the situation you are in, and you're ready to put your big gem on. Yeah, it's a bad example because you you put crap rune because you were waiting for something else. But let's say you want to test something and you are not satisfied, or you buy in the shop a weapon and there's already some runes on them, but you're like over capping the deadly blow because there's too much exo and you don't need them. So you can just grab your weapon, go here, put the weapon, put 2 soul rune and a perfect gem. So once time again, you don't need the perfect skull. It shows perfect skull, but it's perfect gem. So you put 2 soul, you put your perfect skull, you put your weapon or armor or whatever you put there, you craft. Be careful. If you do that, you will keep your weapon, your armor, of course, but you will lose the gem. So if you're thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna buy this cheap item with like an angelic gem, I will have an angelic gem, I'm really bright to thinking about that, you're wrong, because you will lose the gem. Even if it's your gem that you put on and you missed by mistake, you put on the wrong weapon and you want to clear it, you will lose the gem. So be careful, but you can use that crafting for helping one of the situation you want. This one, it is an end game farming most of the time. It is really cool. Before crafting a Runewords, you want better bases because when you're crafting Runewords, most of the time, if you are just looking for the effect, you doesn't really care about the A tier, S tier, B tier. So lower the tier is, faster you can craft it, so it's good for the early game. But late game, if you want more armor, you want like a S tier, and after more late game like that, you want just like prefixes on your weapon itself, and I will show you what I'm talking about. So like this one, it's one of the most OP thing you want on your item. So the Archangel prefixes, it is only on weapon and helmet. So if you want to be able to add like more all skill on your Runewords, because if you see this one, it's like 3 to 6 physical skill and there's 2 all skill. And if we go take a look to Runewords, the Legionnaire, there's no all skill at all. It's just because I roll a 2 all skill with the 3 sockets. So I've been lucky to pull the 3 socket, but sadly I've been unlucky. I pull a 3 out of 6. But it's like that you can improve and be more powerful with your Runewords, instead of just like getting a normal, let's say you grab this, it is a S, socket 3, that's perfect early game, but later on you want more benefit on them, so maybe like more life, more cold resist, magic damage reduce, just what you need for, you just want to find something like that, like, oh, cannot be frozen, your Runewords doesn't give you that, your item doesn't give you that, you really want it, so you grab your item, and most of the time people are rolling like the all skill on the weapon and the helmet to have crazy ton of all skill. So let's see if we are lucky. You put this there, 2 hell rune, H-E, hell, and a perfect. So I'm gonna craft the perfect first, and we have a 2 socket. So I don't think it is good. If we go here, so you can take a look, is there a 2 Del Low dagger? Okay, spell blade, fine, we can craft a OP necromancer spell blade, but you see how it's work for the reroll socket. If you happens to get 1 socket and it doesn't fit at all with anything, you cannot roll again you can only roll white item. Now it is now that it's being rolled, it's kind of gray. You will see on the floor here. It's like kind of gray now, and since it's gray, you cannot roll again. So it is sadly a sale on the market because you cannot do anything with that. So that's for the reroll socket, and you can just do on white. So no Satanic, no Heroic, no Angelic. Don't try on that. It's not gonna work. This one I already talked about it on the previous video. Don't do this recipe. Angelic key are way more valuable, ruby key less valuable. It is not a fair trade, so don't do that. But that's a recipe that you can do. But you don't do that. There's pass. Pass it is secret level, such as the cow level in Diablo. So we will do it later on. Okay, so we have here the pass. This is the sigil. Okay, so this one was more popular last season, but right now it is quite not really useful to do. But it's basically re-rolling S tier or Satanic, S tier Satanic or Angelic or Eric. So you go trash your item that you don't want. You grab this. So for the S tier, you just need 5 of those. You go on the crafting, you go there, voila, Blood of Spartan. So you can hit something that's cool or not. It is not really a thing in this season, so you're better take a look in the market, in the Mosratim Desert or something like that, to sell it, or if it is really bad seller in the market, just like go on like Thurston Neil here and just sell to him and go farm again and hope for a better loot. For Eric though, it is not just like 5 dust. You need sadly the one Enchanted Sigil that costs you 1 million, and you go here and we're getting our boots back. So as you could see, not really worth it for this, but you could probably get something great. Feel free to do so if you have money to spend, but I think it's way better to just like sell your Eric, keep some for because you need Empower Dust for like crafting of Angelic Gem and stuff, thing like that. But when you have a kind of too much, you just like soul. Eric, take a look first in the market because there's higher value than Satanic. Some Satanic are of really great high value though, so you really have to check them one by one. Before doing this, I'm just gonna take a look if I missed something here. So this is all done. This is just like recipe for runes and Joel. We talk about that. Joel here, we talk about that. This too, the Runewords. So we can do Runewords first. So if you're about to do a Runewords, you grab your 3 socket item because that's what you want. By example, you take the armor and you take a look for a 3 socket. Let's say, okay, I have weapon on, that's why. The Shroud of Enigma. So you grab your jaw, your hood, your bear. So you can write it on your paper, take a screenshot, whatever, but you really need to put them in the right order. So if you put bear first, you will lose your Runewords potential because it's not gonna work. It just like apply the effect of the bear, so you will have a white item with 8% crushing blow. You're not gonna have any of those information, so really be careful with it. And when you apply yeah, I have plenty of runes, so let's just do one for example. And I just drop a jaw like 1 hour ago, so It's gonna be my first Shroud of Enigma of the season, just for you guys. So again, don't be shy to take a look again. So jaw, it, bear, body armor, perfect. So for this one, for a better example too, for the weapon, be sure that is matching the type item. So don't do a bow for brutality, only work for mace and axes, one-handed, two-handed. This one is only two-handed, so be careful when you're looking for that. And if you are wondering if your mercenary that can wear it because you want to craft the Runewords for him, just grab your item first and try it on him. So even there's no socket, even there's no Runewords, if he can wear it, he will be able to wear it after the Runewords is done. So that's a good tips to don't waste your resources. Same thing for you, because there are some classes like the Viking that can have two-handed weapon. There's some classes that could not wear an axes and a touring or something like that. So just try it first, and after that do your Runewords. So we're gonna do this. So jaw, it, and bear. And as you could see, I put the jaw there. It's in the middle, but it doesn't care at all because you put it first. Shroud of Enigma, and here we go. So kind of pretty good actually. But yeah, you have an idea how the Runewords work now. And okay, we're gonna do this one, and after that we're gonna finish with the one the Sheeponia, the black hole here, just because I wanted to show you the Tarenthium. So the best place to farm Tarenthium is LM actually in general, but LM, it is a pay to win, because it's not pay to win, right? It's a DLC, so you have to pay to access it. So that's what I wanted to say. But so this part, if you are not have access to it, just take a look. Sea of Sheeponia, you can form like your relic at the same time, so that could be a good idea. You can just like find something here that it doesn't involve of like hitting many obstacle and you're like getting angry to not be able to move because your characters move too fast, and just like hitting some kind of wall, rock, and whatever. So take a map further in the act, just like Act 7, Act 6, whatever, and you just like enjoy farm there. You will have better chance to find your Tarenthium, Jade, and stuff like that. There's sometimes also a shiny ore, so you will see like kind of a sparkle, and it will offer you more ore. If you're really lucky, you can even like finding a Tarenthium ore shiny, like sparkling, and you can loot the Tarenthium core itself, so without even like the construct on the prospection. So if you're pretty lucky, you can also have this. The last crafting that you can do, if I didn't forget anything, you can reroll stat on your item. So normally you want to do it on Heroic, on Holy, Angelic, but it's a gamble. So you can broke your weapon, your pieces of equipment, or you can reroll them. So it's like could be way worse or way better. So we will see on this one, because this one, it is not really great. So Satanic Dice can be bought on the market, but it's really expensive, or you can just like loot them on farming zone, and it will do that sound when you loot one. It's kind of a eye runes sound, so you will have this warning when you loot Satanic Dice. So we have Deadly Blow and Replenish, so not good, but we didn't broke it. If you broke it, you can sell it on the market, but I don't know why. In season 3 compared to season 2, you could not say, oh, I broke it, so I'm just gonna uncraft it and reroll later on with dust. You can't anymore reroll your corrupted item, so you have to sell on the market to other player or sell it this for like 13 gold. So we're gonna finish with this crafting. It is the Athos wrap, sheep pelt, and juicy's bung. We have the edible ear. You go here, and you have Sheeponia that you can access. Let's just me grab this. We're gonna put the buff on with the potion ideally. Here we go. I'm gonna put that. We're gonna store that here in case something happen. And just before I forgot, yeah, in case I lose my portal, I'm not gonna go on the guild chest. So here we go. Apparently they buff the drop, so we will see. It's my first one this season, and you can see a little bit of what the Viking can do. I really enjoy Viking, by the way, and apparently they will get a buff on the next season if even they are doing pretty well right now. So I'm not against this situation. It's really tanky. If you want some information about the build, it will be a pleasure for me to try to do a guide about it. The Viking, I'm really new, it's my first season, so all the information I have came from the Discord. It's a really great places to gain more information, asking questions, talking about the game itself, learning more about it. I really enjoy this game for about 2 or 3 years already. About to reach that 1k hours of farming. And in the Hero Siege 1, it was way harder to find an Eric, and I was pretty unlucky. It took me like 130 hours to loot my first Eric. It was a Defender of Justice. Now you just have to farm in 50% more drop and farming all day, and you will be able to find a ton of Eric, especially if you you happen to get the more Eric drop. And the goblin farming goblins in this season is so cool. It is like a dollar mark, green dollar bill mark on the map. It will run away from you, so you have to go find them, you kill them, and you have to do fast because they can vortex out and you will lose your loot. But yeah, so that's pretty fun of a season, and I really enjoy. I will try to focus on building as much physical character this season. I'm not gonna focus on mage, so no Stormweaver and stuff like that. So I have the Viking, I have the Demon Slayer. I'm gonna plan to do the Samurai because I've been asked to. Probably the Marksman, the Marauder, and they might have some others that I forgot about. But yeah, there's the crafting guide. It's been 45 minutes already, so I'm gonna do you a favor and do some section with a timestamp, so it will help you a ton, because I talk too much, but I wanted to be the more completed possible about those information. So still, again, thank you very much for all the support you have for this channel, for me as well. I wish you an amazing drops every time. I wish you amazing time in Hero Siege. If you have any question about this video in particular or whatever about Hero Siege, just feel free to ask and I will try to answer you as fast as possible. So thank you very much and see ya.